Hello everyone, and today we are going to be talking about exponents. Exponents is a type of numerical expression. A numerical expression is a way to represent a number in an equivalent way. It also gives us a number answer. So it's strictly just numbers and operations. So let's go ahead and talk about what an exponent is. An exponent has two parts. The first part is a base. The base number is the number that is repeating in the exponent. The second part of an exponent is the actual power or exponent. And this number tells us how many times the base is repeating. Because what an exponent is, it is actually a repeated multiplication problem. So 5 to the third power, and that's how I would say that, 5 to the third power. I could also say 5 to the power of 3. I could also say 5 cubed even. But 5 to the third power, what that really equals is that base 5 being multiplied 3 times together. So that's 3 5s being multiplied together. 5 times 5 times 5. And so once we know the different pieces, it's really easy to set this problem up and solve. So the base is the number that is that you are multiplying by, and the 3 is how many times you're multiplying that number. Otherwise, it's known as its power. So the bigger that exponent is, the more power or value your answer is going to have, because that number is going to be repeating more and more and more. So for example, 5 to the third power equals 5 times 5 times 5, which all of that equals 125. So notice it's not 5 times 3. It doesn't equal 15. It equals 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, 5 times 3 is repeated addition. This is repeated multiplication. So 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. So let's go ahead and answer some questions about all the different ways they may ask us about exponents. The first way that we may be asked to deal with exponents is to write an exponent as a product of the same factor. What that means is that they want us to write it out. So for example, number 1, that is the base 2 being repeated 4 times. So 2 times 2 times 2. They're not asking us to solve it or anything like that. They didn't ask us to find the value. They just asked us to write it as a product of the same factor, meaning they want us to write it out. What multiplication is actually occurring here? Let's do the next one. This is 10 to the third power. So that base is 10 and it's being repeated 3 times. So I need 3 10s being multiplied together. You can have fractions, you have decimals, you can have negatives. So on number 3 here, we have negative 6 to the 5th power. So that's going to be that base of negative 6, and it is going to be multiplied 5 times. So I need 5 negative 6s all being multiplied times each other. All right, let's take a look at another way they may ask us about exponents. It says write the multiplication problem using exponents. So this time they want us to write our problem in what's called exponential form. So they want us to write this list of numbers being multiplied together using an exponent, okay? So on this first one, number 1, my base is the number that's repeating, so it's a 1. And how many times it's repeating is the exponent. So this is going to be 1 to the 1, 2, 3, there's 4. 1 to the 4th power. For number 2, the number that's repeating is a 3, and there's 1, 2 of them. So this is 2 to the 2nd power, or 3 to the 2nd power, or 3 squared is another way we can read that. And then on our last one, the base is this 1/4. It's the number that is repeating, and it's repeating 1, 2, 3 times. So that's 1/4 to the 3rd power. The last way that we have to solve with exponents is actually solving them. So find the actual answer, find the value of these exponents. And sometimes the exponents are by themselves, and then sometimes they're mixed with other operations. As you can see there on number 4, we have some addition there. So let's go ahead and start with number 1. So remember, guys, this is not 2 times 5. This is a 2 being multiplied times another 2 5 times. So this is actually what I'm solving. I like to multiply 2 numbers at a time. So that's 4 and that's 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And then don't forget about this last 2 on the end here, times 2 This is going to equal 32. Number 2, this is 4, not 4 times 4, but it is 4 being multiplied times 4 times, which I know is kind of confusing. I like to multiply 2 numbers at a time, so 4 times 4 is 16. And so my last problem I'm going to have to do is 16 times 16. I don't have that one off in the top of my head, so I'm going to do this over here to the side, some scratch work to figure out what this is. Add them together, and I get 256. So these numbers can get very big very quickly because remember, it's repeated multiplication. So when you are multiplying, it is repeated multiplication. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 3 here. This is a -3 being multiplied times another -3, so 2 -3s being multiplied together. Now remember your rules with multiplying with negatives. 3 times 3 is 9, and then they have both the same sign. They're both negative, and that means that my answer is going to remain positive. So this is a positive 9. And then our last one there, putting 2 things together, not only do I have this exponent, but I do have a plus 10 there. We're going to take care of our exponent first. So this is 2 times 2 times 2. So that's 3 2's all being multiplied together. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 again is 8. And then don't forget, you have to add this 10 here. And so my final answer is going to be 18. All right, I hope this kind of explains to you what an exponent is and the different pieces of it. Remember, it is repeated multiplication. So I am multiplying by the same number however many times that power or exponent is telling me to. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.